TW, violence, death, and disturbing imagery. It was getting late. Our mother warned us against staying up past midnight, or bad spirits would give us nightmares. We chose to ignore her advice, being rebellious teens, and stayed up deep into the night watching TV. Drowsy but defiant, we pushed past 11, curiosity keeping us awake as midnight approached. As the clock struck 12 o'clock, a loud crack of thunder shook the house and the TV flickered off. The blue light persisted, shifting towards a gray hue that began to swirl. I realized I was lying on a wet and mushy ground surrounded by my 3 older brothers, staring up at a gray and cloudy sky. Cold rain startled us to our feet as it began to fall. One of my brothers, Zeke, yelled, "What the hell? Whoever brought us here, I know you're still watching us. There better be a poorly planned joke." What kind of joke? This isn't even funny. I could easily be at home stuffing my face with some food instead of whatever this is. I stepped between Zeke's fury and Kai. "Guys, I think you're missing the problem. We don't know where we are or how we got here. Have you stopped to consider this could be the evil spirits? What if Mom was right? Cam, I hear you, but jumping to evil spirits won't get us home." Orlando, my oldest brother, forced a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Let's get off this road first, I'll figure out the rest." I studied his face. He was lying. Fear leaked through his eyes. Trying to keep my wits, I looked down. We didn't appear in a random field. We woke up on a road. I tugged on Orlando's arm. "Follow the path. Let's see where it goes." After a long, grueling hike, a gloomy-looking castle emerged against the storm-lit sky. Kai broke the silence. "Here's a fun fact. Creepy castles like that one usually have terrible things that kill trespassers, but they also have food, and they keep out the rain. If you are insisting we go inside, I think you should rethink your life choices, bro." Orlando stared at the imposing structure. We argued about entering until the large front doors slowly creaked open on their own. We all fell silent. I whispered, "If that is supposed to be an invitation to enter, I'm politely declining. This is bad. Grow a pair, I'm getting out of this rain." Zeke smirked. "Maybe we can suit up like true knights and wrestle in the castle with some armor or something lying around." Kai suddenly ran inside. "Honey, I'm home." Orlando immediately chased after him, trying to drag him back out. I threw myself between Zeke and the door, but he was older and stronger. He effortlessly pried me off and strolled inside. Upon entering the castle, I heard Kai and Orlando struggling. Their yells echoed through the stone castle walls. Then slam. The doors behind me crashed shut. Zeke cracked his knuckles and tried the handles. No use. They were locked tight. He then tried to ram his shoulder against the door, testing the strength of the hinges with each charge. The door barely even flinched. Zeke sighed and began exploring, searching for windows or another exit. I followed him cautiously until a glimmer of light caught my attention from a nearby room. Zeke noticed it too. Its glow was different from the flickering candles that lit the rest of the castle. The light seemed to call to us, almost enchanting. I tried to resist, but my feet moved on their own. Instinct took over as Zeke broke into a sprint toward it. I had no choice but to follow. He reached it first, a bright green orb resting on a pedestal. I tried to reach for it, but a chill ran through me. The orb seemed to mock my hesitation, daring me to touch it. Suddenly Zeke spoke, but not with his own voice. A deep guttural tone echoed through the room. Cast off desire, forsake your mind, tear every bond that you would bind. The orb is yours when his breath is thine. Zeke wobbled, clutching his head. My resentment flared, but I couldn't hurt my brother over a glowing green rock. Can I just dash? My words died in my throat. He snapped his neck toward me with a sharp, unnatural twist and stared deep into my eyes. The terror I should have felt was smothered by the green glow in my peripheral vision. My brother was breaking, but all I could think about was the warmth of the orb. I didn't scream, I waited. Curiosity prickling at my mind for him to relax so I can get closer to the light. No words passed between us before he returned to normal. We continued exploring while I fought rising anger, occasionally kicking walls and blaming the ancient structure. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the castle, Orlando dragged Kai through the corridor after corridor, desperately trying to find a way back to Zeke and me. Kai kept insisting he had seen a burger fly past them. Each time, Orlando worried more about Kai's sanity. Eventually, Orlando found a splintered door and began kicking it down. Kai leaned against a nearby wall and asked, "Hey bro, what are the odds that behind that door is a room filled with gold? Ripe for the taking." Without slowing his assault on the door, Orlando replied, "We leave it alone. We aren't even supposed to be in here. If you hadn't run in here like you did, we'd all be together." "Yeah, but ISNT this cool. We get some bro time to hang and mess around. Cam and Zeke get their own adventure." I think Orlando stopped mid-kick and glared. Fun? In what reality is this fun? I have no idea if my youngest and my most aggressive brothers are alive, and I'm stuck here with the least responsible one of us. Well, when you put it like that, it sounds bad, but wait, do you hear that? Chains clanked as footsteps echoed in the adjacent hall. The steps grew heavier, faster, until a violent thud shook the corridor. Orlando and Kai split, ducking into opposite rooms. Suddenly, the footsteps shifted from calm to frantic. They slammed into the floor so hard Orlando could feel the vibrations through his feet. He peered toward Kai's room. All he saw was a red glow, something vaguely human-shaped moving toward the door. He bit his tongue to stay silent, edging closer, scanning the surroundings for anything he could throw to lure the being away. Kai huddled in a dresser, clamping his eyes shut, praying with every fiber that whatever had entered would not see him. When he dared to peek, there was no time to scream. The angry spirit-esque hand burst through the wood with a sickening crack, impaling him. Orlando rushed forward, but it was too late. The spirit had vanished. Kai coughed weakly. "Well, now that I have a giant hole in my stomach, at least I don't have to worry about being hungry anymore. Sorry for no." Orlando cut him off, voice breaking. "You are going to be fine. We are getting out of here. I promised Mom I'd protect all of you with my life." I'm not about let her down, and I'm not about to let you down. Kai smiled faintly and said, thank you big bro, but I'd rather you focus on the other two rather than 1.5 head. Kai's weak chuckles barely escaped his body as Orlando held him close. The color slowly drained from Kai's face. In a fit of rage and sadness, Orlando leapt to his feet and kicked down the door from earlier in one furious burst. He then pounded the splinters sprinkled across the floor, sobbing. Back in the main hall, I perked up and said, you heard that smash too, right? I know it sounds crazy, but we should check it out. Maybe it's one of our brothers. What if they're hurt? Let us see here. We are trapped in a labyrinth of a castle. We heard an intimidating noise and you want to investigate. Did the rain make you sick, or are you just insane? Look, you're the fighter here. You need your hands for that. Just hand me the orb. If that noise is a trap, you can just pummel it. First, you don't tell me what to do. I am not a wuss, you are. Zeke gave me a light dig in the arm. Secondly, no trap would make that noise. I've tackled enough doors to know someone just busted one down, and if it's some evil spirit,